Hey, what's up everyone? This is a very important video. It's regarding a personal experience involving 5G towers. Actually 5G transmitters. So, while driving down the road this evening on our way back home, I noticed on the sides of the road, that they have put up these things, but now this is not our picture. This is someone else's of a 5G transmitter. But they were about this shape, and they were put along the side of the electric poles. No, they weren't they weren't. They're not the transformers. They're not those transformer things. They're not the things that provide power to the electric pole. I'm talking about a 5G transmitter like this. Only it was right up against it, and they had them every 2 to 3 electric poles. And this is what they look like. This is exactly, pretty much what they look like. And they had them every few electric poles down the road from our property. Now, I mentioned this. My mama was having, when I noticed them, she was having very sharp pains. Not the usual sharp pains, but just sharp stabbing pains in her arm. And I had sharp pains in my foot and my legs. These things are dangerous. These things hurt us. We've got it as good as it needs to be technologically. I mean, this major beaming of signal, it hurts. They're very powerful. They are very, very powerful. And they had them every few feet. And they're putting them along the side of rural areas where they think people won't notice them. And that's what it stated. That's what they stated on the 5G websites. They are going to roll it out in rural areas. Some of them will be put up as towers with multiple transmitters. Some will have a tower every few feet. And some, they're going to put them up eventually everywhere. Eventually required to have no spot, not a single spot on Earth without signal. But you have to have the transmitters every few feet. I'd say, every 200 to 600 feet. And that's what was there. And they sent extreme pains through my mama. Some countries have outlawed them. Some countries have outlawed them. I needed to get this truth out there. See, some countries have actually outlawed these towers and these transmitters because of the dangers. Some people have asked me in the comment section, well, do you have any proof? Do you have any evidence of this? And they've asked me, where's my basis of my claims? Well, people who have put the towers up have complained about it. People who live around these towers and transmitters have complained about it. And they've actually banned them in some countries because they need further study before implementing these towers. But I'm sure in the United States, the government has offered a bill and stated, well, we're just going to do it no matter what. And these phone companies are going to put them wherever they want. And you don't have a say of whether you can't say no. You can only say yes. And you can only ask them, where do you want me to, you can only ask them, where can I put it? You can only tell them where you want it within a certain amount of area on your property or your house. It's not like you can put up a cell tower that is currently 4G LTE and below or whatever and be able to get paid for it on your property, which I wouldn't mind getting paid to have a cell tower on my property. I have to have a micro cell tower just to get signal, and we have to have that installed and have that through our internet just to get 4G signal, 3 and 4G signal. So we have a tower anyway, but not a 5G. The thing is, this 5G signal hurts. And we can 100% now account for that. We can 100% attest to that. That it sent whatever this was, if that's what that was, when we went by them, they sent pains shooting through our body. And my mama was in excruciating pain, sharp pains, it was like on the cellular level, like you were being radiated beams of laser, high-pitched, high-frequency energy beaming through your body, through my hand, through her hand, and through her arm. And it hurt her. I could see how badly it was hurting her and affecting her. And I said, yeah, those were. I pointed them out. She seen them, and she was having those pains right at that time. And I said, yep, that's what they were. They were 5G transmitters. This is what they looked like. And that's what they're putting up. And they're testing it out. I'd say that it's about 5.5 miles from our location. Maybe about 5 miles from here. That's how close that they're putting these transmitters up. They're testing it there because I know apparently I looked online and they're selling some properties in that area. They're staking areas off across the road from it, and they're staking it off and they're selling properties and selling areas. So they probably thought they could go ahead and put 5G transmitters and start with some 5G towers in those areas. So they're trying it, and they also stated on the 5G websites and from these cellular companies, these cell phone companies, and there are around 8 to 10 major companies, including, I think, Tesla and NASA and several other companies, including AT&T and some other phone companies. And I think, let's see, I believe Microsoft invested in this because they're big on artificial intelligence. And I think that 8 to 10 different companies have invested to put 24,000 satellites into orbit to transmit 5G signal everywhere if you don't get it down here on the ground on Earth. They want to transmit 5G signal and have it everywhere. Not a single spot, no rural area without signal. And that's by next year. They want to complete that by the end of next year. They say that they want by next year, and you can look this up on not only the Strange Sounds Twitter page and strangesounds.com, but also find it on Google. If you should be on there, you can probably do a search for it. Probably on DuckDuckGo as well. You can search it on DuckDuckGo, I think, which doesn't save your history. I think it's kind of more of like a private type browser, but or search engine. But I think you can find it on there. If I'm not mistaken, I'll look it up and see how many satellites they're going to launch, supposedly. But they're going to launch several. I don't know how that doesn't even seem possible, really, given the fact that there's usually only 90 satellite launches in a year. I don't see how, with the tremendous amount of cost that would be, tremendous amount of fuel and pollution that would create. I don't really get how they would be able to do that, to be able to put those micro towers, the microcellular signal, microwave signals beaming everywhere. I don't know. That means there will be no spot without signal by the end of next year. I don't know how they would do that, but that's what they claim they're going to do. So, I don't know. But that's definitely what I have to bring you the truth. And if you like truth, if you like the truth being shared, continue to subscribe, and please just keep listening to my channel. I've got more to share. I needed to share that they are installing these 5G transmitters and 5G towers everywhere, and they're starting in rural areas where people won't pay attention. They're putting them near us, and they sent major sharp pains, and I got migraines. It was like something moving through my head. Something was swelling in my head and throbbing, just moving back and forth, pressurizing in my head. And if that's what it's going to do to people, that sounds like Agenda 2030, Agenda 21, depopulation. That sounds like that people are going to come up with a bunch of mysterious illnesses and going to the doctor they have in foreign countries, and that with some stuff they said, I don't know what's happening to me. No one can figure it out. Doctors can't figure it out, yada, yada, so on and so forth. And they can't figure it out, and they're like, well, we don't know what to do for you. And it's all because of the signal being too powerful. And so they wound up banning it in foreign countries. Not here in the United States, though. Not here. One good thing is President Trump stated that freedom of speech goes for everyone. He did state that. I agree with that, and I appreciate that. He said, I'm holding up for the freedom of speech in my presidency. And he said freedom of speech does not just mean freedom of the press. It means freedom for everyone. And that includes online. He said that includes YouTubers, people on YouTube. And President Trump said that in his last address, his last rally. He stated, I will hold up during this, and during his next administration, if they let him make it, which, yeah, they're going to try their best to not let him win. But a lot of people are supporting him right now. They're just not reporting on it. Anyway, he stated he's going to hold up for the rights of the freedom of speech and freedom of expression for all of us, because we are news as well. We are true news, and that's what he stated. And I greatly appreciate that, Mr. President. And he was talking about how people call him Mr. President, and he said, just call me Don. Call me Donald. Call me the Don. Just call me Don. That's what he stated. But he said that everyone has the right to freedom of speech under the Constitution and freedom of expression, and he said that will be upheld to the fullest. So that's good news. But watch out for 5G, though. President Trump, think about it. Just think about things. I know he probably won't see this. He might. I don't know. Who knows? Someone said he probably watches it. Who knows? When I put the hashtag President Trump in there, he might. But the thing is, these signals hurt. They're dangerous. We experience firsthand. And they're starting in areas where they think people won't notice. But they hurt. And we know firsthand that they are very painful and they're very dangerous. Alright. Anyway, like, subscribe to my channel. Feel free to share with others. Leave your comments below. And if you like what I do, donate to my PayPal and my Patreon so I can continue doing what I love. Because, yeah, just help me out if you can. So, peace, much love. My links are below. That's all for now. Be safe, everyone. Bye.